This is the plaintiff, Michelle Matthews. She says the defendant is the uncle of her half-sister, so she thought she could trust him. Mistake. Big mistake. She rented an apartment from the guy, gave him a security deposit, and was then told 5 weeks later that he had rented the place to someone else. She was left homeless. She's had to chase him around and is tired of trying to get him to give her back the $3,252.46 she's owed. This is the defendant, Wilton Betton. He says he told the plaintiff the apartment wouldn't be ready to move into immediately, and she agreed to give him the time to finish building the place. 2 weeks later, she came to him in a panic, saying she needed her money back because she had to move immediately. He spent her money on things the apartment needed for her to live. He did nothing wrong. The plaintiff was the one who backed out of the deal, and he owes her nothing. He's accused of letting a lady down. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $4,500 for rent owed.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. These litigants are related. The plaintiff says the defendant made her homeless because he reneged on the deal and won't return her security. He says there was a snag, but she signed off on the delay. It's the case of you put the less in homeless.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Michelle Matthews,
Yes,
you are suing Wilton Betton for $3,252.46. You want your security deposit returned to him and all the costs associated with him not having an apartment ready for you. You have a counterclaim against her for $4,500 for rent because according to you, you reserved it for her and she did not take it. And also pain and suffering. That's funny, as a landlord, pain and suffering. Okay, so tell me what happened.
Your Honor, back in about April 2012, Mr. Betton, my sister called me and told me her uncle had a place. I called him and he showed me the place. It was raw. Nothing was installed. We spoke about the money. He said $1,600. So I said, okay, fine. So on June 30th, we met up. I gave him the $1,600 security deposit, and he actually wanted $3,200, the security and the first month to finish the place. I told him until I see what he would do with $1,600, I would give him no more. So he signed, gave me, that he received the money from me.
In the meantime, where are you living?
With my ex.
Oh, that must have been awkward.
Yes.
Okay.
Very. So my ex said that I had to move if I moved by August 15th, I wouldn't have to pay any utilities.
When you say ex-boyfriend or ex-husband?
Ex-husband.
So were you already divorced?
Yes, Your Honor.
How long had you been divorced by then?
January 2012. Sleeping in the same bed, too.
Were you really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even ask that, girl. You just handed that up, so now I got to ask. Were you trying to get back with him?
No. He slept one way, I slept the other. So.
Wow.
Yeah, but as the story.
Why'd you guys get a divorce? Was there somebody else or no?
Oh, Your Honor, that's another show.
Okay.
We can't even go there. Seriously,
All right.
It's another show.
So go on.
And in any regard, so Mr. Betton gave me a letter saying, notice that he received the monies from me.
Right.
There you go. Thank you.
So what happens? You give him the money June 30th, and when do you think you're going to move in?
He told me I'd get the apartment in 5 weeks.
Okay, is that anywhere in writing, the 5 week thing?
He wrote it on there, Your Honor.
Okay,
the only thing I wrote in was my name. He told me to put my name in.
First of all, who wrote approximate time of completion 5 to 6 weeks? Who wrote that?
That he did, Miss.
He did. Okay.
Your Honor.
All right. So then what happens?
He told me to keep checking in with him. I called him a couple times based on my cell phone records, called him a couple times because I figured, hey, it was raw. He said he was working on it. He was doing the work himself. And I said, listen, it's not a rush. I'm praying that it would be done by August 15th.
Did you tell him that? Did you tell him I need you to have this done?
Oh, he knew. I told him. I told him that I'm in a bad situation. I really need to be out. Then he started to tell me it would not be ready by the first week of August, the 5 weeks he promised. So when I said I would like to see the place, see what you've done, because he wanted me to meet with him to give him more money. And I said, no, I haven't seen the place. He said he had his dog staying up there. Then he said his daughter was staying up there. So
Okay.
it kept going on like that. And finally, August 15th came. I'm still in the house with my ex. Then he kept avoiding me, being nasty to me. I said to my daughter, why is he being nasty? So we drove over there. And one night we watched the apartment. And I said, it looks like someone's living in the apartment. I called him the next day and I said, is someone in the apartment? He told me, no, I would never do that to you. Why? Oh, the apartment is yours. I said, something is up. The 20th, I called him and he said, okay, come tomorrow, Tuesday. And I said, what time? He said, call me tomorrow and we'll schedule. I said, okay, fine. It's all in the phone records. I called him on the 20th. He said 6 p.m. I said, okay, so the 21st was now a Tuesday, another Tuesday. My daughter and I went over there. We got there and he sat me down and started doing the song and dance about the place. And then finally he says, oh, I have to tell you, I rented the place to someone else.
Who's the daughter?
My daughter,
Come on up.
Morgan.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
16. Were you there when that conversation happened?
We were in his house.
You can't nod or coach or lean over and say anything. Don't do anything. I just want to talk to your daughter. What did you hear?
That the house wasn't ready yet, and that there was a family that was living upstairs for but he said he'll get
him out.
Yeah, by the end of the month or something.
Okay. What's going on?
Pretty much what the young lady said about someone staying upstairs, because I had gotten the place ready for her. I haven't heard from her. I haven't seen her. So I had a friend came in from Nigeria.
I'm sorry. When were you supposed to have the place ready for her?
Your Honor, right now I don't even remember the exact time.
Well, when I showed you the contract and you said that was your handwriting, did that refresh your recollection?
Yes.
When were you supposed to have it ready?
5 weeks from the time when we...
From June 29th,
yes.
right? Now, 5 to 6 weeks. Let's be more generous to you. Let's give you 6 weeks. That would be 3 days before the August 15th date her ex had given her. So you're supposed to have it done by the week of August 12th. Did you have it done by the week of August 12th?
I had it done before that time.
These litigants are related. She was supposed to move into her apartment but claims she was homeless and had to move in with her ex-husband thanks to the defendant. He says she caused her own problem. Let's listen.
When did you have it done?
I think it was August 1st.
Okay. Now, when you had it done August 1st, how did you let her know, hey, the place is done?
I couldn't get in touch with her.
Okay, so show me your phone records where you're calling her.
I don't have my phone.
Why don't you have your phone?
Because my phone is broken right now.
Do you have another phone?
Your Honor, I've been trying to get in touch
No.
with her.
Let me tell you how it works. I ask the questions, you give the answers.
Okay.
And when you see that I'm actually going to press you for proof, you don't try blah, 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 blah. No.
Okay.
No, I don't know what women you've been doing that to your whole life, but this isn't going to be one of them. Okay. So you have zero proof that you tried to reach her and she wouldn't return your calls. What kind of proof do you have that you tried to reach him? Oh, phone records. Let's see them.
And I try not to stress him and bother him because he says, oh, I'm working on it. I'm doing it by myself.
How can you tell incoming and outgoing?
It says it to the left. The second column says incoming.
Oh, right. So that shows that you placed the call
Outgoing
on August 2nd, and it shows zero incoming to you from him on August 1st. Where's the rest of them? August 21st? Like, where's the August 10th through the relevant date? You don't have those phone records?
No, it wouldn't. For some reason, T-Mobile wouldn't allow me to print the even months.
August is an even month. You just don't have there's just 1 month missing, which is a really good month for me to have.
Right, but I also have it on my phone, Your
Oh,
Honor.
yeah. Let's see it.
August 21st was the day we were meeting. That was the last one. Okay. And then September, he called as well.
Okay.
He's under Uncle Will, Your Honor.
He's under Uncle Will?
It's my sister's uncle. I just put him under Uncle Will.
Are you the sister? He's your uncle?
Yes.
Awkward. Mm-hmm. Do you have a good relationship with him?
He's my favorite uncle.
He's your favorite uncle?
Love him very much.
But I'm her favorite sister.
Oh, my goodness.
We're all family, Your Honor.
You're all family? Nice job, Uncle Will.
She's just wasting your time, Your Honor.
She's wasting my time? I don't know, because right now, I got to tell you, if I were you, I'd be studying my papers because I'm not liking how it looks so far.
Now, let me say something to you,
Yeah,
Your
say
Honor.
something, because right now you got to do some fancy dancing. See, here's the thing. If I didn't have a contract where you signed that on June 29th saying it'll be ready in 5 or 6 weeks, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have your October 21st phone call, what's this going to say?
That's when he finally told me that the place wasn't.
Oh, play that!
Oh, yes.
Play that! Hold on. Play that.
That's the
Play
day
that. You be thinking about how you're going to cover this track.
Michelle, this is Will. Call me back, please. Call me back. We need to meet up today. Call me back. right, I'll wait for your call, baby.
That was August 21st. We went to meet with him at 6 p.m. and that's when he told us that he had
but
rented.
you don't have him on tape saying the place isn't ready.
No.
That's what I thought.
But then
you
I
meant.
have him also at the end of September
Okay,
after
let me hear
saying,
it.
okay.
Michelle, please call me back. I need to speak with you today. All right, call me back. Thank you.
Sweetheart, every message is him telling you
Call me
to
back.
please call him back.
Yes.
Call me back. Call me back. Call me back. Call me back. It's not
Yes,
exactly
but
what
he
you.
says that all the time. He never.
I understand that, but how is that evidence that helps
I
you?
did call him back, but he's calling me after I filed the
Right.
case in
Stop.
court. This is September 26th. And
Oh, when had you filed?
After I filed it in court.
What day did you file?
September 25th. But, Your Honor, in the beginning of September, I tried calling him.
Okay, the beginning of
That's the
September.
phone,
Where
right.
are the where's the where's
week-
you calling him in the beginning of September?
Between September 1st and.
Okay, do me a favor, sweetheart. I'm going to recess, and you're going to get the phone records you're missing. Which is
Yes.
every time I ask you something important, you tell me it's in the phone records that are missing, and that's starting to annoy me. We're going to take a recess, and you're going to print out the month that I actually want to see because I want to get to the bottom of this.
Okay.
Because you know what? It's bad enough when it's just litigation, but when it's litigation between family, I want to find out the right answer.
All rise.
So if the landlord doesn't have the place ready on time, can she get her money back, even if it's 2 hours after the deadline?
I think that she should be able to get her money back. It's a breach of contract, and she has every right to.
But isn't there like a no harm, no foul if it's pretty quick?
No.
Why?
It's the contract.
That's true, but it's unforgiving. Then you just automatically can end the contract.
I mean, that's what I think, but I mean, also I think if it was only 2 hours, it's a little ridiculous.
Well, it wasn't really just 2 hours, but I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I agree with her. I think that if she didn't get the apartment done on time or whatever, then it's,
she gets her money back.
yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, he broke the contract. There's a lot of circumstances that could leave her homeless.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
All right. So during the recess, you were able to actually get the month I really need
Yes,
in order
Your
to
Honor.
discuss this. Okay. So let me understand the defense because I understand what you're saying. Let me just make sure that I understand what you're saying. According to you, you had it done sooner than you needed to, right? You had it done when? August 1st?
Yes.
And you called her and called her and called her and she wouldn't answer your calls. And do you ever talk to her?
I don't remember talking to her.
Sweetheart, you're going to have to conjure up a defense. I don't understand why you're keeping her money, especially since she's family.
Because
I want to understand. It was ready, and you never heard from her, but then you did. But then what? I'm not understanding. If you heard from her then, at some point in August, why didn't she just move in? What was the problem? What, according to you, is the problem?
Because I couldn't catch up with her at the time.
Okay. Ni tú mismo te lo crees. When I used to lie to my mother, she would look at me and say, not even you believe what you're saying. And if you don't believe what you're saying, that is why is there anybody here, let me see a show of hands, who finds what he's saying convincing? Show of hands. Who's the woman you're with? Because she's not even raising her hand. Okay? Come on, man. Maybe it's that you didn't have the place ready and you needed more money to get the place ready, which I don't know how that is not some big old flag in your head that there's a problem when you're funding the landlord's renovations. This is a bad idea on 1,000 fronts. I mean, that's just crazy.
At one point in time, Your Honor, I just didn't even remember that I was doing this business with her because she wasn't keeping in touch with me. And then by the time
My dear, I have July, August, and September phone records, which show that she called you a lot. She called you 3 times on August 12th. She's supposed to move in August 15th.
So, Your Honor, what
Just stop. You have a counterclaim against her. Oh, I can't wait. For what?
because the apartment is ready and I have it there waiting for her when I could rent it.
How's she going to move into the apartment in
No.
July or in August if you have somebody else staying there?
No, he's just staying for one night. He came in.
Or you can just stop. Now, you're suing for $1,600 as your security deposit that he has, right?
Yes, sir.
Lost wages to find Mr. Betton. Why would you need 2 days, 8 hours a day to find him when he's her favorite uncle?
Your Honor, nobody could find him.
You couldn't find your favorite uncle? That's nonsense.
Laura.
Then lost wages for court date. Then lost wages to file your civil suit. All right. And as to, let's see. You want her to pay July and August, even though the evidence stinks of you not having the place ready and having other people in there. And you want pain and suffering of $1,300. What's your pain and suffering?
Based on the fact that I was unable to locate her, I was very, very depressed that she might bring a case against me in court, and I had to take some pills so I could calm down.
Who are you to him? Are you a friend or?
I am a friend of his.
Are you his girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay, run. My verdict verdict in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,600 plus your court costs plus prejudgment interest since the day that you paid him the $1,600 on your counterclaim 0. That's my judgment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, let's see what the defendant has to say coming out of the courtroom. Come on in here. What about the outcome here?
I know I did owe her the money, and it's over now. You know.
How is this going to affect the family?
Oh, we cool. It's just that she could have come to me. You know, we didn't have to take it this far. You know.
Come on in for a second. Now, after everything you've learned in the courtroom, what do you think of him?
Well, he's a good guy. He's a nice guy, and I did see him doing the repairs. It was completed.
All right. Right around the corner this way. All right, Follow Officer McIntosh. And you come on in here and tell me how you're feeling about the outcome of this case here.
Jubileed.
You jubileed?
Yes. Freed. Feel very good.
And how about your favorite uncle, and how's the family now affected by this?
We're still family.
No
It's
hard
Laura
feelings
that's-
against?
I still love my uncle.
You still love your uncle?
Still my uncle, right?
Right.
Blood's thicker than water.
Okay. Blood's thicker than water. Harvey?
I got to say, if it was a minor delay, you might be able to get the judge to swallow that, but this one was ridiculous. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.